The fourth one is communication.
Mhm.
And I think what ties into that is one of the things that buffering between, not buffering, but just bridging date night to communication is we ask each other, like, how's your love tank?
Mhm.
And it's a question that we ask and check in, like, okay, having these date nights is deposit into our love bank, I guess I would say.
Mhm.
And so when, like you said, it's the buffer for conflict, like there's something that we can withdraw from, that it ain't gonna leave us in the red, in the negatives. You know what I mean? Because we have been depositing these I guess date nights or these moments into the love bank. Does that make sense? It makes sense
Yeah.
in my head, but I don't know as
No,
it's
it
coming
makes sense.
out.
It makes sense because you're saying like when we do those things, it's like building up the account. So
Yeah.
it's almost like, I don't know, basic terms, like putting a dollar in. Every time we do it, it's like putting a dollar in,
Yeah.
putting a dollar in, pull a dollar in, putting a dollar in. And then in moments where it's like, oh, we had conflict, that might deduct like $2, but we still got money left over.
Correct.
That makes
Because we've
sense.
been intentional about putting in. So the fourth one is communication. And one of the things that we've done even before we had kids is dinner debriefs. We have the no phone zones. One of them is our bedroom. One of them is when we go on date nights. The other one is going to be when we have dinner and we put our phones away. And in this time, we just talk about our day. Like, how was your day today? What's going on? Like, it keeps us connected to what's going on in each other's world. And I feel like it's so
Mhm.
easy if you're not making time to intentionally communicate, then you could be like two ships passing in the night.
Mhm.
Like y'all doing your own thing, y'all in your own lanes, and there is nothing that's keeping you guys, connected.
Yeah.
And so I think that has become something that we're now bringing our kids into. They're still little young and not as talkative, but
And not eating as much, wasting my food.
yeah, that too. But I think it's something that I love that we do because it's like I want to hear about, so much happens in your day and in my day, and then we get to still discuss it. And the other part is going to be our mornings. You want to touch on that?
Yeah. I was just gonna say I didn't know if you had that as one of the five, but
Well,
yeah,
it ties into communication.
it
Yeah.
does. So I was gonna say it, but I held back because I didn't know. But yeah, just that because the day gets so busy, and I think we started doing mornings because when we are at night, you've noticed like I don't have as much capacity
Yeah.
as you would like because like you're just so excited. I'm home. We get to finally talk because I'm seeing clients all day, and
You're
I don't
drained.
have any energy.
Yeah.
And so you just started to notice like bro, where you at? Because you obviously not here at this table,
Yeah.
or you're not here, when we what is it called, pillow talk.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so
Pillow talk is when we talk at nighttime in the bed.
yeah, and so it was like, okay, well, what would be most effective? Like, when do you have that energy? And it was like in the morning, because I'm not taking
Mhm.
on everybody's problem and
Yeah.
holding the space for them in session. And so like in the mornings, we was like, okay, well, let's just dedicate 30 minutes.
It started with 10 minutes.
Yes, it did. You're right. It did start with 10. Let's just every single day we're going to commit to talk to 10. We're going to talk for 10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
before we get our day started, before
Yeah.
the kids get up. And so even with just 10 minutes, we started to notice like just a significant difference in just how we felt when it comes to like being
Connection,
in each
really.
other's world,
Yeah.
and really understanding. And so it went from 10 to 30. And so now it's like um in those 30 minutes, now it's like we talk or we might pray or the Lord dealt with us about something. So now we doing a mini devotional,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, just to kind of share and reiterate what's going on in our hearts and in our minds. And so like those have become monumental for us
Mhm.
because it's a way for us to strengthen our relationship, you know what I'm saying, in a consistent way,
Yeah.
because we could definitely say like, yeah, we're not spending as much time, so let's just go ahead and do an hour and a half, even 2 hours, you know what I'm saying, because that would really make the biggest difference. Nah, it just take 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It really take 30 minutes, and we have our moments where
Compound.
we talk throughout the day, we might talk on my break,
Yeah.
whatever, but the one thing that we're going to be consistent at is the mornings, and that has made
And
a
our
huge,
dinners. Yeah.
yeah.
Dinner debriefs and our morning talks. Yeah. That really has. And we always pray for sure. We always end with prayer. And I think that has been good because we pray, we cover obviously our marriage and our home and whatever else the Holy Spirit leads us to pray about. But I think couples that pray together, I mean, the statistics shows less than 1% of like couples who actually pray together get divorced. Less than 1%. So that tells you something right there. So we've
Yeah.
definitely made
Couples who
praying
pray together,
together.
stay together.
Yes.
Cheesy. And you
Boo.
like that.
Yes.
Ew.
Yeah. Anyways, and the fifth thing is intimacy. Intentional intimacy.
Okay.
Go ahead, talk about it.
Say the word.
Intentional sex.
Okay. You sound like a teenager.
Sex. Intentional sex
Yes.
time. Sexy time in the
We are
bedroom.
very intentional, and the way our life is set up right now, when we say intentional, we literally mean scheduling sex.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I know there are people who are against it. If you are one of those couples who can do it sporadically and have a
and
healthy sex
consistently,
life,
yep.
do it.
Kudos to you.
Wherever you want to do it.
Just do it like Nike.
Listen, just do it.
Do it. Do
However
it.
you want to do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Okay,
so,
sorry. Wow. We're on one today. No, but seriously.
Yeah, so with scheduling it, like it works for us because like if I'm like just drained from listening to all the problems and in my mind I'm like, dang, I'm tired and I gotta get up early because I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna spend time with y'all, we're gonna put the kids to sleep, we're gonna get in bed, cuddle, whatever, and I'm going to sleep. Like if that's my mindset, and then you roll over and say like,
Hey,
Hey.
daddy.
Nah. It's more like Mordecai.
You're so dumb.
Nah, but
Sorry, guys.
bruh, listen.
We're on a roll
That scene,
today.
listen, that scene stuck in my brain. Like, I don't remember nothing else. I don't even remember what movie that is. I literally just remember, like, the person massaging the dude literally was like, Mordecai.
Oh my gosh.
Bruh. But anyway, so, like, if my mind is like, I'm preparing for tomorrow, and then, like,
Yeah.
you spring that on me, like, it's hard to, like, get in the moment. So, like, okay, it's Tuesday or it's Thursday. Like, we know what's coming. So it's a way for us to prep our minds. You know what I'm saying? So we even, do the
little sexting throughout the day, build up anticipation, send a few photos. But I think there's like this misconception that scheduled sex is boring sex. And that's not the case.
It's not.
Because you can get real creative in all the different things
Hype
where your
me
mind
up.
can go with
Hype
that.
me up.
But I think it's being intentional because if something is important to you, you make time. And I will never forget. As a single, I did the communications class that you actually tried to crash to join me in and didn't get in. I did like.
But did I really get in?
Okay, the pros and cons.
Did I use communication to get in?
Oh my gosh,
Because you got 2 kids.
Focus.
Let's talk about it.
Focus. The pros and cons were being single or being married, and a lot that I was interviewing married couples, and a lot of them talked about how little sex they had. Like every 3 months, baby. They was like every 3, like it was just crazy. And it's also one of the reasons that couples divorce. And I'm like, what's going on? And so what I realized is just not prioritizing that intimate time or sexy time or whatever you want to call it. Not prioritizing that really takes a hit on the marriage because you can do things like connecting emotionally with date nights, right? And that's equally important. And that does, lead to the bedroom, right? Because it does start in the kitchen, the living room. We ain't just going straight bedroom. But I think that also...
Talk about like, emotional connection in the kitchen, in the living room. It don't just lead to the bedroom. Because some people can think like you literally just talking about like sex starts in the kitchen, sex starts in the living room, then we go to the bedroom.
Just meaning like it's in the little things. It's in the affirmation. It's in the physical touch. It's in that ain't going to lead to nothing else. It's in the talking and the communicating. All of those things makes the intimacy in the bedroom even better, right? You can't just think I'm like a light switch and you just going to turn me on and you've done nothing
Listen, I
intimate
take my
wise
shirt
outside
off.
of
I
that?
take my shirt off
Okay.
like a
Where was
light,
I going? You made me lose my
like a
whole
light.
you made me lose my whole train of thought.
You said like you're talking about the kitchen, the bedroom. Like I can't just turn you on like a light switch. It has to be built up.
Yeah, but just being intentional. If something is important to you, then you will make time for it. And so I
Hmm.
think scheduling it has worked for us because what we realized is when we didn't have it scheduled, it was like, oh wait, we're not really being as intimate as we would like. And so for
Hmm.
us, we can't tell you how many times to do it. We discussed what we felt like was healthy for us, and then we scheduled that bad boy. So now it's like, okay, you know what day it is. We about to get it on and pop it.
Yeah.
And it's something that works for us that we can be consistent and have a healthy sex life.
Yes.
And I think that is vital in any marriage.
It
Always gonna love you and always. No doubt you're my blessing. Ain't no second guessing. No one can separate. We're right